God doesn't move according to our calendar, our clock, or our timeline. He is not confined by your deadlines, your expectations, or your sense of urgency. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He exists outside of time, yet controls all of time. That means he's never in a rush, but he's never late. You may be pacing the floor, worrying yourself into stress and sleepless nights, trying to figure out asterisk when asterisk it's going to happen. But I came to tell you, God knows exactly when to step in. See, the problem is that we want the promise without the process. We want the miracle without the maturity. We want the platform without preparation. But God doesn't just give gifts. He builds vessels strong enough to carry the gift. And that building takes time, that stretching, that molding, that pressing. It doesn't happen overnight. Some of you are trying to microwave what God intended to slow cook. You're praying for speed, but God is working on depth. You've got to understand God's silence is not absence. His delay is not denial. When it feels like He's not listening, He's actually leaning in closer. When it seems like nothing is happening, something divine is taking place behind the curtain. Doors are being shaped. People are being positioned. Favor is being aligned. Your character is being developed. You are being made ready for what you're asking for. God doesn't just prepare the blessing . He prepares you for the blessing. And if He gave it to you too soon, it might crush you. If He answered every prayer in the moment you asked, you might mishandle it. You'd treat it like it was your own doing. You'd take the glory instead of giving it. But when you've had to wait, when you've had to cry, when you've had to press through disappointment, when the door finally opens, you'll know it was nobody but God . That's why you can't panic in the waiting room. You can't lose your mind in the hallway between prophecy and fulfillment. You've got to trust that the one who started the work is faithful to complete it. In his time, not in your convenience, but in His sovereignty. So stop watching the clock, stop comparing your timeline to theirs, stop thinking you're behind. You are not late. You are right on schedule for what heaven has ordained. And when God decides it's time, nothing and no one will be able to stop the release. Not the economy, not the enemy, not even your own past mistakes. When it's God's time, it's the right time . And when He moves in ways that make people scratch their heads and say, how did that happen? You'll be able to say, it wasn't me. It was God, and He did it in His perfect time. Trust His pace. Trust His wisdom. God's timing is still perfect. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Just because the door hasn't opened doesn't mean it's locked forever. Just because you've been waiting doesn't mean you've been denied. You've got to get this in your spirit, . A delay is not a denial, . God is not punishing you, He's positioning you. Too many people give up in the middle of the wait because they confuse the silence of God with the absence of God. But God is not ignoring you, He's preparing the right time , the right place , the right people , the right conditions . He's the master architect of your destiny, and sometimes He puts things on hold, not because He said no, but because He's got something better in mind. You think He's late, but He's actually ahead, setting you up for something greater than you could imagine. See, we think if it doesn't happen now, it won't happen ever . But that's not how God works. He's not impressed with how fast we move. He's not governed by our impatience. God's delays are divine tools. He uses the delay to test your faith, stretch your endurance, develop your trust. Because if you can praise Him when it's postponed, you'll be ready to handle it when it's provided. If you can thank Him in the middle, you'll know how to honor Him in the overflow. You've got to stop letting the enemy whisper in your ear during the waiting season. He'll say, if God really cared, He would have answered by now. If God was really with you, you wouldn't still be stuck. If God was really real, this wouldn't be happening to you. But the devil is a liar. God hasn't changed His mind. He hasn't withdrawn His promise. What He said, He will still do. He's not stalling. He's staging. He's setting the scene so when it comes in such a way that there's no doubt who did it . Sometimes He holds it back to protect you from what you can't see. Sometimes He delays it to build you into someone who can carry what you prayed for. You might be praying for elevation, and God is trying to give you foundation . You might be asking for visibility, and God is working on your stability . Because when it shows up, you've got to be strong enough to stand in it without crumbling under the weight. So wipe your tears. Pick up your faith again. Just because it's delayed doesn't mean it's denied. Keep building. Keep believing. Keep expecting. Keep showing up with your hands lifted and your heart open. Because when God says it's time, it won't be a trickle, it'll be a downpour. He may not come when you want Him, but when He comes, He'll blow your mind. He's not a God of maybe. He's a God of promise, . And His promises are yes, and amen, . Hold on. He hasn't said no. He's just saying, not yet. Waiting isn't wasted. It's working. I know you don't like the season you're in. I know you're tired of saying, I'm still waiting. But what you call a delay, God calls development. You want the breakthrough, but God wants to build something in you before He brings it through you. Because if He gives you the blessing and your character isn't ready, what was meant to bless you can break you. You don't build strength in comfort. You don't grow faith in the spotlight. You don't develop endurance when everything is going right. Growth happens in the grind . Maturity happens in the middle . God does His best work in the dark. When nobody's clapping for you, when no doors are opening, when you're questioning if it's even worth it, that's where He builds something unshakable on the inside of you. Waiting teaches you to lean, not on your own understanding, but on God's faithfulness. It teaches you how to worship without evidence, how to pray without proof, how to trust when there's nothing visible to hold on to but His word. And let me tell you something, faith that hasn't been tested can't be trusted. If it hasn't gone through the fire, it's not fireproof. But when you've waited on God, cried out to Him, and refused to quit even when you didn't understand, something solid gets built in your spirit. That's why God lets the wait stretch you. That's why He doesn't let it happen fast. Because He's not just trying to give you the blessing, He's trying to give you the capacity to carry the blessing. He's trying to build the spiritual muscles to match the weight of the glory coming your way. You want to run with horses, but you haven't even learned to walk with men. You want to speak to nations, but you can't even be faithful in your current season. The waiting exposes the places where we want reward without responsibility. But hear me, it's in the waiting that your roots go deeper. It's in the waiting that your motives get purified. It's in the waiting that your heart gets aligned with heaven's purpose. Because once you stop trying to rush it and you start trusting God's timing, you'll begin to see that He's not just after your success, He's after your soul. And when you come out of that waiting room, you won't just come out with a miracle. You'll come out with a asterisk mindset asterisk. You'll come out knowing how to war in the Spirit. You'll come out able to handle pressure without crumbling. And you'll look back and say, I didn't like the wait, but the wait asterisk made me asterisk. Don't despise this season. Don't waste it whining. Use it, learn in it, worship through it, grow in it, because when the blessing finally arrives, you'll be ready, not just to receive it, but to asterisk keep it asterisk. God is using the wait to prepare the asterisk warrior asterisk in you. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because your eyes don't detect movement doesn't mean heaven isn't orchestrating miracles on your behalf. God is not inactive. He's invisible, and there's a big difference. He's behind the scenes, working every detail together, aligning moments, preparing people, shifting hearts, closing the wrong doors, opening the right ones. You don't have to see it to believe it. You've got to asterisk, no asterisk it in your spirit before it ever shows up in your sight. We walk by faith, not by sight. That means your job is to believe when there's no evidence, to stand when nothing's shifting, to declare what God said even when it looks like the opposite is happening. Faith isn't about confirmation, it's about conviction. The conviction that God is working asterisk even when it doesn't feel like it asterisk. The conviction that just because it's silent doesn't mean He's still. The conviction that while you're worrying, He's working. Heaven has a backstage, and you may be in the audience right now, staring at a closed curtain, wondering if the show is ever going to start. But behind that curtain, God is arranging everything just right. He's positioning people to bless you. He's stirring up favor in boardrooms your name hasn't even entered yet. He's creating opportunities that will blow your mind. He's protecting you from things you didn't even know were coming your way. If He showed you everything He was doing, you wouldn't sleep. You'd shout for joy. But instead of showing you the full picture, He gives you a promise and asks for your trust. He gives you a word and expects your worship. Because real faith doesn't need proof. It just needs an asterisk word asterisk. And the word over your life is enough to carry you through the silence. It's enough to sustain you while you're waiting for the evidence to catch up with the promise. See, God is so strategic that He'll delay something you thought you were ready for just to position you for something asterisk, better asterisk. He's so precise that He will allow detours, interruptions, even pain, not to punish you, but to protect the path to your purpose. What you thought was a setback was actually a setup. What you thought was rejection was really redirection. Don't judge what God is doing by what you see. Don't let your senses rob you of your promise. You may not see the hand of God, but you'll feel the results when it hits. It's like a seed underground. It doesn't look like much is happening, but give it time. Roots are growing. Life is forming, and when the time is right, it will break through. So praise Him in the unseen. Trust Him in the unknown. Because the God who works in secret will reward you in public. The God who hides His process will reveal His glory. And when it all unfolds, you'll realize He was working all along. There are times when God will hold back just long enough for it to look like it's too late, just to show you he's still right on time. He lets the situation go from bad to worse, not because he can't fix it, but because he wants to reveal himself in a way you've never seen before. If he came when you thought he should, you might have taken the credit. If he fixed it too soon, you might have missed the full miracle. But when he waits until all hope is gone, until everybody walked out, until your hands are empty and your strength is gone, asterisk, asterisk, that's when he steps in with glory, asterisk, asterisk. You remember how they came running to Jesus about Lazarus? Hurry, Lord, your friend is sick. You've got to come now. They were expecting him to rush. They were expecting him to panic, but he waited. He waited until Lazarus was not only dead, but asterisk buried asterisk. He waited until the body had begun to decay. Why? Because he wasn't just coming to heal, he was coming to resurrect. See, if he had come on their schedule, they would have seen a healing. But because he came on asterisk, his asterisk schedule, they saw the asterisk resurrection and the life asterisk. That's what some of us don't understand. We're begging God to move asterisk right now asterisk, but we don't realize that the delay is part of the design. If he comes too early, the glory is too small. If he moves too fast, the lesson is incomplete. But when he waits just long enough for it to look impossible, when he waits just long enough for people to say it's over, when he waits until even asterisk, you asterisk start doubting asterisk asterisk, that's when he brings glory. Out of ashes asterisk asterisk, you thought it was dead, you thought the dream was gone, you thought the opportunity passed you by. But God is about to call some things out of the grave. He's about to speak life into what looked lifeless. That business, that relationship, that ministry, that calling, it's not over. It's just been asterisk marinating asterisk in God's timing. And when he shows up, there will be no question asterisk asterisk. It was nobody but him asterisk asterisk. That's why the delay hurts so much, because your logic can't explain it. That's why the waiting feels like abandonment, because your emotions can't trace him. But faith says, even when I don't feel it, I know he's working. Even when I don't see it, I know he's coming. Because when God finally moves, asterisk, everything changes asterisk. The atmosphere shifts, chains break, doors swing open. Dead things come back to life, so don't curse the delay. Don't resent the silence. Don't assume the worst because it didn't happen when you thought it would. God didn't forget. He didn't say no. He said, asterisk, watch what I do when I get there. Asterisk, and when he gets there, the glory is going to be so heavy, you won't even remember the pain of the wait. Faith isn't just for the mountaintop, it's for the middle. It's for the messy in between space, between the promise and the performance, between the prophecy and the fulfillment, between what God said and what you can see. Anybody can shout when the door opens. Anybody can praise when the breakthrough comes. But real faith, asterisk, mature faith, asterisk, knows how to stand firm in the tension of not yet. And still say, asterisk, I believe. Asterisk, you've got to learn how to survive the stretch. That place where your spirit believes, but your eyes don't see. That place where you've sown the seed, but the ground looks barren. That place where you've declared the word, but everything around you contradicts it. It's there, in the in-between, that your faith gets tested, refined, and asterisk proven asterisk. God never promised it would be easy, but he did promise he'd be faithful. And if he spoke it over your life, if he put it in your spirit, he's not going to leave you hanging, but he will asterisk require you to trust him in the meantime. Asterisk, you've got to keep showing up with empty hands and open hearts. You've got to keep praying like it's already done. Keep worshiping like the walls have already fallen. Keep praising like the promise is on your porch. Because if you only believe when you see it, that's not faith, that's sight. But if you can lift your hands when your heart is broken, if you can declare victory with tears in your eyes, asterisk, that asterisk is the kind of faith that moves mountains. The space between the promise and the manifestation is a sacred space. That's where God watches how you wait. Are you waiting with doubt, fear, and frustration, or are you waiting with expectation, hope, and trust? Are you sitting still or walking by faith? Because what you do in the waiting room determines how you step into the blessing. If you stay bitter, you'll block it. But if you stay faithful, you'll walk right into it. Sometimes God delays the manifestation because He wants to see if you trust Him more than the outcome. He wants to know if you love Him for who He is, not just for what He does. That's why your praise in the process is so powerful, because it tells heaven, I trust your heart even when I don't understand your hand. So don't let go. Don't back down. Don't stop believing just because it's taking longer than you thought. If God gave you the promise, He's obligated to fulfill it. But He's also God enough to decide asterisk when asterisk it will come to pass. And when it does, it'll be more than you expected, greater than you imagined, and sweeter because you held on through the struggle. Keep your faith alive in the waiting. The promise hasn't changed. Heaven hasn't gone silent. God is still moving, and your miracle is still on schedule.